I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Hope you're having a great Wednesday and welcome back to Forecasting with Friends. We do have some friends coming up in the show that are going to be sharing a few stories, but I got you covered at the desk today. Well, it's hot and humid out there again. You know, we talk about a rinse and repeat forecast, and that's what we're seeing at least for now. But we do have some weather changes coming, which I think some folks are going to be pretty excited about. Increasing rain, a bit of a decrease in temperatures. Not the case at the moment, though. You know, it's still humid out there for folks that are cleaning up from Beryl. And, you know, we have a lot to do across, the entire community. Folks are helping each other out, which is just so awesome. You know, we're Houston strong. But as if this hurricane didn't do enough damage, we're also going to blame Beryl for the massive amount of mosquitoes. Oh yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that are completely swarming the area. So one of our friends, Miss Domely Keith, has what we can do to prevent them from paying a visit to you.
Wildlife of all kinds may not be hard to find after the hurricane, particularly these blood-sucking beasts.
The mosquitoes are really bad. It's like Jurassic Park, where you're stuck in the kitchen and they're tapping on the glass. We count down the kids before you run out of the house.
We've just had the hurricane come through. It dumped a lot of water on us, which means we have a lot of standing water in puddles, plant pots. And when you have a lot of standing water, that means a lot of mosquitoes, especially with the temperatures as warm as they are.
But after it rains really bad, it's just clouds of mosquitoes, especially back by the green belt where the water doesn't dry.
Yeah. There are a couple other mosquito-borne diseases that we're keeping an eye out for. Those are mostly in the Caribbean right now, and they are called Zika and chikungunya. We haven't had any reported cases in Texas to my knowledge, but it is just a matter of time.
Why do we think it's just a matter of time?
As the climate warms, all of these diseases are creeping northward as the mosquitoes that cause them creep northward with the rising temperatures.
So how do you protect against the mosquitoes?
We use these mosquito patches.
There's three main types of mosquito repellents that you can use. Picaridin is a very good choice. Then you have DEET, which it smells like DEET. It is oily, but it gives really robust protection against both mosquitoes and ticks. And the third main kind is called permethrin. Now, this isn't something you apply to the skin. It's something you spray on your clothes.
What is this?
These are little canisters you fill with water, and the mosquitoes are supposed to lay their eggs in them. So it's kind of the sitting water idea, but it has something that doesn't let the eggs hatch. So you're supposed to put them around the perimeter.
If you still have more cleaning up to do outside after the hurricane, Dr. Yancey suggests you protect yourself from the mosquitoes by using a repellent, but also by wearing a hat, long sleeves, pants, and closed-toed shoes, and make sure you wear your gloves. I'm Domely Keith, Fox 26 News.
Such great tips. Thanks for that, Domely. Now, I want to show you a video. So that's going to be in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. This is from a derecho in Chicago. You remember the derecho that we had 2 months ago? Well, one did go through portions of the Midwest, and they had 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported. Winds tore roofs from buildings, as you can see, knocked over trees, power lines, and multiple tornadoes were confirmed. And, I actually have family that lives in Chicago, and they're saying the damage it's widespread, especially when we talk about a derecho. It is a long line of storms that just holds true. It doesn't break off, and it has to be for over 300 to 400 miles, and that's exactly what we were seeing. So this happened a bit earlier this week. Now, the thing is, those storms moved into the Northeast yesterday. We have reports of possible tornadoes. The thing is, they have to wait until it's light out to actually assess the damage, flooding. And this line, i.e., it might not still be what we're calling the derecho, but really just the line of weather that we're monitoring, is moving south later today. So I actually want to take you out to some of our graphics so that we can just go over where it is and where it's going. So it's extending from Canada down through Columbus, Ohio, into Arkansas and Oklahoma right now. This line will be bringing the potential for severe weather to North Texas a bit later today. And as we roll through the graphics, we can actually take you on in to see, where this weather is moving into Memphis as we speak. It was passing through Little Rock. So we have been seeing very heavy rain associated with it. This line not moving fast at all. So the potential for some flooding. We could be seeing severe thunderstorm warnings, some pretty strong winds. There's the chance for hail and the chance for some isolated tornadoes. I would say that the tornado threat is definitely less than days past, which is great news, but still something that we need to watch out for closely. Now, this front is also going to be driving our weather scene come a little bit later in the week, and I'll have more details on that in just a few minutes. But we were actually monitoring some wet weather in Atlanta, but the good news is at last check that has cleared. So good news for the folks that do live there and had those outdoor plans. We know it's summer. We know there's a lot going on. But here we go. So from Dallas all the way out to portions of Arkansas, you can see the kind of area that's shaded in that green there. It's almost like a giant oval. So that's going to be the spot that we need to keep a very close eye out on as we head into the afternoon and evening hours tonight. So when we talk about the severe weather threat, it's a 1 out of 5 possible risk. So I'd say the chance for some pretty strong wind gusts and even maybe some small hail going to be a possibility there. Doesn't look like anything, at least right now, being overly widespread. But here's a look at that forecast modeling. You can see just how far that line extends. Then it starts to push toward Houston sometime tomorrow. That is going to be bringing basically a conveyor belt of rain. And depending on exactly where that front does stall, if it's more north, then I'd say a lot of the viewing area is going to be seeing really high rain chances over the next several days. But if it's maybe a little bit closer to, over Houston, then we could be seeing a lot more of that along the coast. So a lot we're going to be looking out for. I'm going to have more details on our exact timing of the rain coming up in just a little bit. But all in all, it does look like to be pretty wet next several days. So just make sure that you're always keeping an eye out. When you hear that thunder roar, head indoors. That's going to be so important as folks, have those outdoor plans. Hey, it's summer. But I do just want to remind you guys of something. This is a good reminder. People are continuing to recover from Hurricane Beryl. It caused widespread outages, and folks that didn't have the generator lost basically all of their food. But HEB wants to help you restock your freezer. The grocery chain is offering up 10% of frozen foods now through July 21st. Okay. Awesome. And then just bear with me one sec. Actually, Kroger is doing something similar. I can't find it in the show, but I know that they are also going to be helping out with some restocking. So let me see here. Okay. Kroger's offering 10% off all purchases of $100 or more when you use their Kroger cards. And it's all in a single transaction. So what you do is you can actually put it on, I don't know if you have the Kroger app on your phone, but you can actually click ding, and then when you go to scan it at the store, then that's awesome. $10 off 100, that's pretty good. And they just came out with that today because I spent exactly $100 yesterday at Kroger. So that would have been nice, but for folks, get all of that food. I did see, I will say, went to Kroger and a lot of stuff was on sale, which is great, reorganize and everything. So something great. We love our community and they're always so helpful, especially during times of rebuilding. So just something that we have for you, but make sure you stick with us. We're actually going to have more details on your travel forecast if you're traveling across Texas or across the country over the next few days.
Fox 26 is
Welcome back to Forecasting with Friends, everyone. Well, it's hot as a volcano out in Las Vegas. If you've ever been out to the desert Southwest during summer, oh yeah, it's scorching. Well, the iconic one, meaning volcano, at the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas erupted for the last time last night. The hotel first came to Sin City back in 1989. Hard Rock International said it was buying the Mirage from MGM Resorts International back in 2021. Now, an online petition to save the volcano has more than 11,000 signatures, but the momentum has officially had its final show. A closing ceremony for the Mirage will be held this morning, and the hotel will close for good this afternoon. You know, it's sad because it's so cool to see. It's kind of just like the Bellagio fountains that you go out and see. Like, if that were to go away, people would be like probably rioting. I mean, it's so much fun. That's my favorite thing to see when I do go. So, you know, a bit of a bummer, but hey, I guess we can start new memories, and maybe Hard Rock will put something cool in there. We'll see. Well, RV rentals are surging this summer. It's a much lower cost option to take on a family trip. Now, our consumer reporter Heather Sullivan is in Spring this morning with a look at what you need to know before you go.
This is Frank, by the way. We are here at Texas RV Adventures, and I am joined by Brittany Kay, the owner. This is a woman-owned business, and we're in one of their more popular models of RVs that people are renting like crazy.
Yeah, this is one of the most popular floor plans that we have. It is very easy to drive, has great visibility, has a very easy front cab to get into, very similar to if you're driving a truck or a U-Haul. This is, I would say, a very beginner-friendly motorhome.
And so while Jeff kind of gives us a little visual tour of this, talk to me about how this helps families. It sounds like they can save a lot of money taking an RV as opposed to maybe flying their whole family somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. They can save a lot by, you know, this is going to sleep 6 to 8 people, and saving money is really important right now with having flights. This would be effective for them to travel with the pets as well. So not having to worry about pet care and food.
Yeah, so you can you've got a full kitchen basically, so people can do all their meal prep here.
They can do meal prep. They can save a lot of money by staying in, cooking in, grilling, barbecuing, having snacks here ready and available for the kids whenever they're ready while you're going down the road. You can grab a drink.
And we talked last time because some people feel intimidated about driving one, but you're saying it's really pretty easy to get a handle on it.
Yeah, because this is a beginner model, most popular floor plan. I would say people are very comfortable in this size. Driving, yes, as well as setting them up. This has self-leveling jacks. It has pretty one-touch buttons on it. So using these is pretty easy. as well as we love to show you guys how to use them and teach you along the way and help you while you're out on your trip.
And you recommend people start with maybe a short trip within the state?
Yeah, I would suggest going to one of our almost 100 state parks here and testing it out for a short weekend and bringing the pets, doing some light hiking, and then if you find the right size that you like and say, hey, this is a good floor plan for me, let's try our next trip in the fall and do something else.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it's really helping families to save a lot of money, and obviously Frank is very comfortable. It's got great AC, so it's nice and cool in here too. So we are in spring. Heather Sullivan, Fox 26 News.
Oh my goodness, I love that Heather has the dog, and he's just chilling, you know? And as he should be in the AC, like the little king he is. And you're going to want to today because it's going to be another hot one. I will say our highs today, not going to be quite as high as yesterday. I mean, the last few days we've been in the mid to upper 90s. So, you know, low 90s still feels like temperatures into the triple digits. We're at 95 in Dallas, 99 in Austin today, 101 in El Paso, 90 in New Orleans, and we're seeing that all the way out to Atlanta as well. But maybe you do have an RV trip planned. Hey, it's summer. Kiddos are out of school. Why not? As you head out to Vegas, Phoenix, 110, 112. Salt Lake City, 100 degrees. DC in the upper 90s again. The thing is, the last 3 days at our nation's capital, they had actual high temps at 100 degrees at least. So today it looks like we'll be a few degrees below that, but still hot. They actually could be seeing some thunderstorms, even up to New York a little bit later on. So all in all, the travel forecast looking good, looking warm. You know, besides that front that I mentioned, I mean, it's extending across a big portion of the country, but, you know, if you're maybe north of that, not feeling too bad. Cleveland, a high of 80 degrees today. But let's get to our next story, because a lot of folks are going to be out and about driving. And across Texas last year, nearly 1,500 people died in crashes related to speeding, and nearly 6,000 more were seriously hurt. That's why TxDOT is once again holding its Be Safe, Drive Smart initiative. Our very own Fox's Rudy Koski has the details.
State and local law enforcement officers are rolling out to hit the brakes on speeders. The idea is to remind drivers every lane is not their personal fast lane.
Mopac and I-35 are not racetracks. We have one racetrack in Austin. It's a COTA. 183, 71, 130. None of these are racetracks.
TxDOT's new safety campaign, Be Safe, Drive Smart, runs from July the 19th to August the 4th. It comes with a simple message: slow down or pay up. Officers pointed out speeding is a choice, and even going a little bit over a posted speed limit can have terrible consequences.
The next time you get behind the wheel and you're running late or you're frustrated, think about the big picture. Would you rather try to get across Austin 3 minutes faster at the risk of your kids growing up without you? Or would you rather just drive the speed limit and get home safely?
Tuesday, top executives with TxDOT said this summer safety team-up is about saving lives.
Speeding is one of the biggest challenges that we face on Texas roads, with the most deadliest of impacts.
Last year, speed-related crashes claimed a lot of lives across Texas. 1,456 deaths, with 5,980 people seriously injured. In Austin, there were 28 deaths. And in the 11 counties that make up TxDOT's Austin district, 119 people were killed.
Every one of those numbers has a face, every face has a name, and every name has a story that matters.
June Linker is among those killed by a roadway speeder. Her daughter, Lanisa Dean, spoke at the safety campaign launch.
She was just so important in our lives, and she's gone. You know, she goes to go get lunch, and she's gone. And nobody should have to live with that.
June Linker was driving this car when a young man hit her in a Lubbock neighborhood. The crash is an example of a key stat. Just over half of all speed-related crashes last year in Texas were caused by drivers under the age of 35.
What they told us was he was going 87 miles an hour 2 seconds before he hit her.
It's not worth the lives of your neighbors, your friends, your family, anybody. So your life depends on your ability to slow down, drive the posted speed limit, and do the right thing.
Such great tips, as we know so many folks are going to be on the road. You know, flying is really expensive right now, so taking a trip with the kiddos in the car may be a bit more economical, but you just want to make sure that you're staying safe and make sure you're well rested, and hopefully you guys have fun on any trips that you have planned this summer. But coming up just after the break, I'm going to have an update on the forecast. You know, rain chances are on the rise, temperatures are decreasing, just by how much and when is all coming up after the break.
Fox 26 is Fox 26 News.
Welcome back to Forecasting with Friends, everyone. We have made it to our forecast segment. Very important, as we have some changes on the way. But I do want to take you outside right now. Boy, have the clouds rolled into Houston. Yeah, the sun's peeking out here and there. And I want to let you know the clouds really not stopping those temps from rising. It's 11:23. And we're at 86 degrees. Now, dew point values do remain in the low to mid 70s. Still going to be humid out there. Unfortunately, with that southerly wind flow, that's kind of what you get this time of year. Now, let's take a look at those heat index values, because Houston's had a lot of that cloud cover, so it's still in the 90s. But take a look at spots that are in the bright sunshine, up to Bush, out to Conroe, Huntsville, Katy, Angleton, even Galveston, LaPorte, in the widespread triple digits. Again, heat index values, or those feels like temperatures. So yes, it is going to be downright hot out there. Keep that in mind for any of your outdoor activities. Now, we have been talking about rain chances increasing, and it's kind of exactly what the models have been showing. Maybe some coastal showers. There's a few embedded lightning strikes, but honestly, most of the lightning has been out in the Atlantic and probably going to be increasing with the daytime heating. So if you do live in Humble, we have the chance for some of those thunderstorms. I'd say mainly after 1, 2 o'clock. It's going to start to move a bit closer to the I-10 corridor. And when the storms roll through, it does help to bring temperatures down just a hair. The thing is, folks out in Conroe, really north and then northwest of Houston. Not going to be seeing much in the way of rain today. So that means temperatures will be rising 94 by 2 and still holding on to those mid 90s by 5, 6 o'clock. But let's talk about the rain, because I showed you earlier in the show that front is going to be kind of stalling overhead. So let's talk about when we'll be seeing a rise in the rain. Today, it's going to be rather limited. We're looking at 30 to 40% coverage, mainly this afternoon. But here is that front. And I will say the models have updated a few times this morning, and they're all singing a little bit of a different tune on the exact timing, but it looks like it's going to start north. So we're talking Livingston, Huntsville to College Station early tomorrow morning, then start to shift south. And this is 8:30, so folks are going to be driving to work. Keep that in mind. With wet roads, you might need to give yourself a little bit of extra time. But it's going to be pretty widespread through Houston to the Woodlands, Katy, Sugar Land, even into Angleton and Galveston through the mid-morning. And then we could be seeing even more showers on the back end. So that's where temperatures start to vary. If you do see, not much shower in the afternoon time, the sun's able to come out, temperatures will be, likely in the low 90s. But if we see that cloud cover throughout the day and the showers continue, that's when we could be flirting with the upper 80s. I really think that's actually going to be happening through the weekend. But hey, another rinse and repeat as we head throughout your day on Friday, and showers and storms will be likely pretty much each and every afternoon as we continue for the next several days. And you can see that with our 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. We are going to be trending wetter than normal. And it's all thanks to a front stalling overhead, but also there's going to be like a dip in the jet stream, and that's going to be pushing all of the rain chances right here into Texas. So with some higher rain chances comes some cooler temps, and there you go. Folks love to see that. Now, I think the blue is a little misleading. It's not going to be cold by any means, but temperatures will be below average, and our average for this time of year around that 90-degree mark. So we're actually going to be seeing highs not only in Houston to Dallas, the Panhandle, and up through pretty much the entire state of Oklahoma, 5 to 8+ degrees below what we would normally be feeling this time of year. So something to look forward to. I think folks are going to be happy with that 7-day forecast. I quickly just want to touch on the tropics because things are quiet. No tropical development expected over the next 7 days. Great news. We like when it's quiet, and it, with the dust that we're seeing, that's normally what we see with this much dust, and I'll get to that graphic in a sec. But here's a tropical wave moving off the west coast of Africa, another that's fizzling out, and then another that's probably going to be fizzling out soon, which is good news. Nothing in the Caribbean, nothing happening in the Gulf of Mexico, and it is thanks to this plume of dust. I mean, take a look at how thick this is, and pretty large plume, which really helps to keep any tropical development at bay. I mean, you get dry air wrapped into a system, and it loses its steam. It can't grow any stronger, and it starts to dissipate. But the thing is, with those tropical waves, they don't even have time to form, which is great news. So let me leave you with the 7-day forecast quickly, as we are looking at highs in the upper 80s starting on Saturday. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and join us on Fox 26 News at noon. We'll see you then.